Hey team, today we got a new look at what is coming out in Highguard Episode 2 launching today. This is a huge update that not only brings new gameplay updates and balancing, but also introduces a new warden and a new map. If you're enjoying Highguard and want to stay up to date on what's happening as this game gets in the air, please leave a like and hit the subscribe button, and let's take a look at this new update. The new warden, I believe his name is going to be called Icon. He is described as a legendary monster slayer who shapeshifts into a powerful direwolf to track and hunt his prey. Icon is the last of a long line of ancient magic wielders known as the Wild Walkers, once thought extinct. When his mentor and closest thing to a family goes missing in the lost lands of Highguard, there is no monster or warden this great predator will allow to stand in his way. Taking a look at his abilities, they seem like they might be interesting, but I'm going to wait until I see them in practice before I make a judgment. Starting off with his passive ability called Dread, wounded players are highlighted with a pulsing beat until they are dead or their health regenerates. Now I think this sounds pretty cool, but it might be annoying. This ability kind of has me scratching my head because I wonder what the purpose of this is if he's not going to have a healing ability to heal allies when they're hurt. Seems like this might just get in the way and cause excess visual clutter that's not going to help anything. Now for his active ability, he has Wolf Spirit, which causes a spirit to track the nearest enemy and apply dread to them. Now this sounds really cool to me. Hopefully they are a different color than the beating hearts of the allies that you see. His ultimate is an ability called Fearsome Howl. This applies dread to all enemies and increases the player's movement speed. This sounds awesome. Similar to Condor's active ability, except it tracks all enemies across the entire map. Awesome. And finally, we have something new that we haven't seen in any of the other characters. We have Wolf Form, which instead of riding a mount, Icon turns into a direwolf that can track, hunt, and run down mounted enemies. This form will move faster than every other mount in the game. It will be third-person point of view, specifically third-person point of view so that you can see around corners. That's going to be game-changing. And he gets a bite attack that once you do the bite attack, you turn back into a human form. And you can see enemy footsteps while you're in wolf form as well. While you are in wolf form, all of your other abilities work as well. I think this new character is going to change how we look at the game at like a fundamental level. I think him being able to see where enemies are when he changes into wolf form, him moving faster in wolf form, and getting that bite is going to be game changing. I think this dude is going to end up being a primary shield breaker runner and change the way that we look at how we set up our teams. In addition to the new character, we now have a new map called Skydrift. And on this map, wardens can navigate through hollowed out caverns once home to great winged beasts, spar off against one another in an ancient ring of stone, and ride across colossal chain bridges and through remarkable sky jumpers to reach Skydrift's highest point, a palace above the clouds. I think this new map looks really cool. You can see the zip lines on it if you take a look at the image here, and this could give Redmane's jump ability new avenues of approach. Since he won't have to ride the zip line across the chasms, he might be able to just jump all the way across. And lastly, I think that castle in the background looks really cool, and I'm excited to see what is going on in between all of these areas. Leave a note in the comments about what you think about this zone. Do you think this is going to be a good place to fight? Let me know. Ranked mode is also available now if that's your sort of thing. There are the traditional ranks: bronze, silver, gold, platinum, diamond, master, and grandmaster if that's what you're in for. But also there is a new wolf mount that is available for all players for free. But if you play 10 matches of ranked, then you will get the special shadow wolf skin, which is a black wolf instead of a gray wolf. And the last major change with this update is that Wildlight is making changes to the gear up phase based on player feedback. They're going to continue making changes to this to make it feel right, but I think this is a step in the right direction. They're working on improving the points of interest. Now these are those areas where you're running around and you see the crates next to the boxes and Vesper areas. The red crates now are going to have what's called Masterwork weapons. These weapons will have improved stats within their color socket. So if you think of a blue Masterwork weapon, it will have better stats than a traditional blue weapon, but it won't be as good as a purple weapon. These weapons, it sounds like, are only going to be available at points of interest, so you probably won't be able to find them at a vendor, and it will make going out and looking for specific weapons more worthwhile. In order to find these points of interest now, Wildlight has introduced waypoint markers. So when a player leaves their base, waypoint markers will now show where these points of interest are. These are also going to be pingable so that players can communicate without voice comms to let their teammates know where they are going. The map will also have these points of interest on them and show whether or not they contain Masterwork weapons or ultimate chargers. This ultimate charger thing I think is interesting because I thought I had seen them out of a corner of my eye as I'm just hammering boxes randomly throughout my game. But now these are going to pop up as glowing gold so that players know that they have them. The last bit of the gear up phase improvement is going to be speed gates. These are the things that you run through and it makes you go a little bit faster if you are running with the shield breaker. Except now they're going to be on all the time so that if you get killed in the middle of the intercept phase or something like that, you won't have to run all the way back at normal speed. You can use the speed gates to get back into the game faster. I think this is a great improvement. In addition to all of this that I've already talked about, there are a slew of weapon mod updates and balances, as well as updates to the gameplay, such as shortening the defensive phase, which is the part when you first enter the match. They're shortening that from 1 minute to 30 seconds, and they're shortening the fuse timer for the anchor stone at the back of the enemy base from 80 seconds down to 60 seconds. And there's a whole bunch of other updates. I'll leave a link in the description below if you're interested in checking those out. What do you guys think of this update? Do you think this is going to cause everybody to try to smash the icon and get him as the new character? Do you think that everyone's going to really like the new map? What do you think? Let me know in the comments down below. Thanks for stopping by. If you're new around here, please hit the subscribe button, leave a like on the video, and I'll catch you next time.